Hi everyone, it's Natalie here. So, a little bit of an adjustment today. Um, I think I'm going to sneeze in a second here. Okay, maybe not. So, I've been doing a lot of spontaneous cleaning in between clients. So, I spent the day doing tarot readings for clients today, and then, yeah, it's been a full day. And I wanted to do this properly from the sunroom, which is in that direction in my house. And a certain someone here on the floor was extremely grumpy about it. He has not appreciated having mommy gone all week, and he hasn't then appreciated having me spending the day in the office. And he wanted to be out here in the main room. Close, the cats usually come in here and sit with us, although I vacuumed and stuff in here right before anyway, I had to move operations in here because Mr. Grumpy Pants, Mr. Butt, you say hi? Hi, baby. Were you very grumpy this evening about mama? Yeah. You see, there's a big box of milk bones right there next to all of these toys that you have. Yeah, I know. You're just happy for mommy to be back here with you, and you don't have to get up, and we don't have to move you one more time to go back into the other room. Is that better? Yeah, you happy about that? You happy about that? Big sweetie. He's not spoiled at all. Are you spoiled? You don't know? Oh, so innocent and sweet. What can you do? He's so old, and well, he's not so old. He's old and he's tired, and his body we're both exhausted. So, trying to get him up and move him one more time, and he just wasn't having it, and he doesn't want me to be away from him. So, I decided we'll do this week's Mo practice from my living room. I upended a bunch of things, so I brought my lotus candle with the buckeyes. I took my Manjushri giant incense stick from my altar. Got all the books and stuff. I have my bell and dorje in here and everything. So we've moved everything in here, and we're just operating with patience. Because somebody's had a long day, a long week. It's hard to adjust to mommy going back to work. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to go ahead and start. And I decided to go ahead this time again, and because we're not in the usual place, just to do it head on. So, okay. Omara patana di, 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 Omara patana di. Dharma, hetu prabhava, hetan taken tato gato, haya wata taken sayo niroda, ewa madi mahasamana soha. Om Dharma, hetu prabhava, hetan taken tato gato, haya wata taken sayo niroda, ewa madi mahasamana soha. So I usually do that part before I ever pick up and start recording because I like to have anointed prior to the practice starting. But because it was all a little discombobulated around Mr. Butt, yeah, I just managed to get it done now. So with that out of the way, I'm going to just shift our bell and door J. I did forget Manjushri appears, the card from last week from my room back there. Excuse me, I just had dinner a while ago. Okay, so clearly it wants to read. It's already flying out of my hand. So we want to know what we can expect. What kinds of conditions we can expect to arise as a result of this new moon. So first, what are the outer conditions of this new moon? Oh, well, we'll find it in a sec. Here we go. Okay, so our first one is Pa. Oops, let's see. How does that work? Not sure how well it's going to focus. There we go. There's Pa. So Pa, well, could go all kinds of directions from here, but we'll just see. Let's just see where it goes. So what are the inner conditions? Those are the outer. We're looking for what are the inner. Oh, okay. So, you know, mediocre to good. So the second one is ah. So the second syllable is ah. Yeah. So pa-ah. Let's find out. So I've got my stack of cards. And I did forget my book, that like my little notebook that has all the little notes and things in it. Okay, well, it's not Pa-D. Pa-D is a really good one. It's the nectar-like medicine, but we're not doing that one. Let's see, what else is it? Oh, I think it's a good one. Okay, so Pa-ah, it is. This week we have Pa-ah. So those are the two ones, and it is with the peacock's feathers, and it is the vase of nectar. So Pa'a, the vase of nectar appears. If Pa'a, then the vase of nectar appears, then activities of peace are accomplished, just as a vase is filled with nectar. I love it. Okay, so that's great. So this is giving us a sense of what, I have to just scoop my cushions here. I'm not allowed to sit cross-legged anymore because of what it does to my sacrum and my low back. So I'm adjusting around that, and it's a lot to adjust to because I'm trying to heal my low back. Let's see, Pa'a would be the first one in order. So what do we have? If Pa'a, the vase of, yes, we've already read that part. Okay, so this sign of this divination is known as, quote, drink nectar and gain immortality. So that seems pretty positive. Let's see, I have to take the casual pose here with a knee up. All right. Especially because I'm also going to struggle to see properly. Because the video quality with too many of my lights on back here in my living room just destroys everything. So we've all got our challenges, haven't we? All right, so let's see. Unsurprisingly, the look for family, property, and life is good. So those are positive. So let's see, intentions and aims. There are no obstructions whatsoever, so you will achieve your aims. There's great benefit in fulfilling the wishes of the guru just as he desires. So if you have a guru, and you're someone who has a guru, then that would be very auspicious. Friends and wealth. Just as you can obtain whatever you desire from a wish-fulfilling vase, so you receive benefit from friends and wealth. Wow, this is good. So enemies, there are no enemies since all are endowed with a peaceful mind. Guests, visitors will arrive safely and quickly, but a child may have some obstacles or troubles on the journey and thus will not arrive as soon as expected. So if you're someone who's expecting the arrival of a child for some reason, um, that would be interesting to hear about if anyone has a situation like that coming up. I know sometimes kids have to travel alone. I don't know if that still goes on anymore. It used to happen on airlines a fair bit. Um, Illness, medical treatment and performance of rituals will become like nectar, benefiting you quickly. So, Tracy, if you're watching, that'll be me drumming for you and sending you energy. So it'll become like nectar and give you strength. Evil spirits, there are none bothering you whatsoever. This is all very positive. I have had negative ones come up. There are negative ones in here, and I have had them come up, by the way, just so everyone's aware. Sometimes conditions are not very good, and this system is very balanced by its nature. Spiritual practice, performance of peaceful activities and the like is good. Further, it is favorable to rely upon deities that purify obscurations such as Virochana, the medicine Buddha, and Akshobhya, and the like. So that's interesting. So if you're someone who practices the mandala of the peaceful Buddhas, this would be a good time to practice that, it would seem. I need to take note here. If anybody's lost something, so lost articles, search in a southern direction or near a pond or stream. So I would also say that could potentially extend to things like in bathrooms, kitchens, near kitchen sinks. If you've lost jewelry down the sink, check the U-bend. I would go that direction with it as well. Will they come and will the task be accomplished? Having accomplished the task, you will be glad and without regret, though you won't be satisfied by it. You won't be as satisfied as by it. I'm going to start that part again. The eyes are tired. Okay, having accomplished the task, you will be glad and without regret, though you won't be as satisfied by it as you had anticipated. I hate it when that happens. That sucks. You know when you think like, oh, I'll just feel so much better when XYZ is done, and then you get it finished and you're like, oh, okay, well, that's out of the way. Yeah. All remaining matters. So all remaining matters will turn out all right. However, any activities involving poison and the like will not be successful. So I think that could extend to potentially finding ways to get rid of enemies. But again, it's telling us there aren't any enemies. So if you're someone who does spell work to try, poison work, right, which is not always literal poisoning, it can be a figurative idea. This is maybe not the most auspicious time for that. But again, it's telling us we don't need to. We don't need to. Even our enemies will be sweetened to us. Yeah. Like the words we speak, the air we breathe becomes like nectar. Let's see. Yeah. That would also maybe include, I'm thinking about the eastern US. The cicadas are coming soon, aren't they? So if you're thinking, there's not that you can really do much about it, but like poison like bugs, I'm thinking exterminators, things like that. Maybe not the best time to try and undergo, having your house, having the exterminator come and like spray your house down, stuff like that. So you could be spending a lot of money having that done only to find that it didn't get rid of whatever the infestation was. All unfavorable conditions will be pacified if you perform washing rituals. Rituals which lead beings to liberation at the time of death. So that would be Jitro, which is something I practice. And confessions and other purification rituals. Wow. Yeah, so like if you're someone who goes to confession, like if you're practicing Catholic, this would be a good time to do that. Anything that purifies the mind, the heart, the spirit, all of those kinds of things will further strengthen the conditions that are on offer right now, which are already very good, and move obstacles out of the way. Let's see. This prediction is known as, quote, the turbulent activities involving relatives. Gosh. Okay, the turbulent activities involving relatives and peaceful people. I don't really know exactly what that means. This is one I have not read for a while. Pa is not a particularly turbulent syllable. Let's see. I think the information is all here at the beginning of the book, but it's very, let's see, yeah, Pa is for activities of peace or purification. And just makes space for that to take place. What else? And Pa represents water. It represents water, represents tastes and the tongue, kidneys, organs that, like the bladder and reproductive organs. So it's, a good time to like it said, washing rituals, drinking lots of water, those kinds of things, for health and the benefit of our health. Pa is feminine, whereas is sort of neutral. Sometimes the feminine can be construed as being kind of negative, right? Because there's some yin aspects to it. So, yeah. But, Pa is white. It also is Ratnasambhava, so it's and the Ratna family. So there's generosity. So which is where the nectar comes from, right? So it's this generous, purified, beautiful nectar that's available to all of us at all times. So I think we're also looking at finding a way to be utterly generous and continuing to offer generosity, prayers towards others. Last week's prediction was Manjushri appears, right? So we're already kind of in a place where things are flowing and fluid and certainly opening up much more so than they have been. So this is, I think, a very auspicious time, clearly, to continue setting intentions towards offerings that will benefit others ultimately. So good stuff. Good stuff. All right, folks. So there we go. So here we are. It's the vase of nectar, Pa'a, for the coming week. So with that said, I wish you a beautiful new moon. I will be coming forth with a new moon general reading. Not today, probably tomorrow. But I'm going to time that a little closer to the new moon, so I may not put that one out till Monday or Tuesday, like in time for the new moon, but it will be coming up very shortly. So, good stuff. Thank you everyone, and have a beautiful week. Bye.